Hey everyone, just a quick video today. I had a request to do more tutorial style videos, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to kit bash yourself a squat, or in this case it's going to be a squat pirate for my squat slash mercenary space pirate army. So starting off, as you can see here, you're going to need a Caradron Overlord mini of some sort. In this case, I'm using one that is like a passenger on one of their frigates. I have a Necromunda Orlok weapons upgrade set. There's a lot of cool weapons in there, and it's perfect for what we're doing today. So what we're going to be doing is essentially just replacing this arm here that's normally holding a little oil can or whatever with a plasma pistol, because I would like this guy to be the sergeant for the squad. So all my sergeants, just so you guys know, this guy's gonna be representing a Tempestus Scion. For those that don't know, my squat pirate army is representing a Scion army. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue on the parts that we are not changing at all, which is just his normal arm and his head and his backpack. And yeah, we'll do a little cut here once I'm done that to what we're going to be doing with that arm. Okay, so obviously this is going to be a right arm plasma pistol, as that's the arm we're replacing. And I always recommend, if you can, to use as much of the original arm as possible. So in this case, it looks like we're going to be able to just clip that at the wrist and do a little swap there. We've already mixed up a little piece of green stuff. You can see it down there in the corner. And we're going to probably use some of that just to make it a little bit more seamless. And we're just quickly cleaning up that arm there. I am just cleaning the whole arm just in case I end up having to use more of it than I need to. And once all the glue is dried and everything, I'll go back and tidy up the mini a little bit better. But we're just doing this quick for you guys, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. We're just going to kind of get an idea for a pose. Just going to kind of test fit and just making sure we can't use that whole arm. And no, I definitely think we're going to use the original arm. We're just going to clip it at the wrist. So again, we're just going to have a quick little look there, make sure we're cutting in the right spot. These space dwarves have thick wrists, and holy shit did that thing go flying. It's fucking halfway to Australia by now, but that's fine. We're going to be a little bit more careful with that one. You see, I put my finger down. We don't want the plasma pistol to go flying in. It actually, I somehow cut it like damn near perfect. Lines up pretty good. I know it's a little bit blurry there, but I am going to use a little bit of green stuff just to make sure the connection is extra smooth, but just a tiny little bit. You can see there, it's literally like a grain of rice size, and that's just to make sure any little gaps. Obviously, no cut is going to be 100% perfect, even though I am just pretty fucking talented here. But yeah, so it honestly already is like pretty good. You're going to see me here fiddle around with the pose and the position for a little bit. And the one nice thing about green stuff, which you're going to see here, is that you can take like a little noodle and go along the wrist where there is the seam, and then that'll allow you to really 100% smooth that out. And if you're like me and you mess it up all the time and you end up moving it a little bit, you can then make like a little bracelet or a little rope thing or whatever to go around his wrist doing that same thing. And I let my little sculpting tool was out of reach, so I just took an old knife and dipped it in a little bit of water and just used that to scrape away a little bit of the excess green stuff there from the wrist, because I did use a little bit too much. But honestly, as you can see there, the connection is good. It's pretty solid. It's fairly smooth. There's a little bit on the inner wrist there that just needs to be trimmed off. And you see me here between using my fingers and the edge of the blade. That's no issue to deal with at all. And yeah, so once I get that done, we're going to be able to show you what I like to do, which is put a big blob of green stuff on a shoulder joint. And that lets you really get some more interesting and dynamic poses, because a lot of the GW kits, the shoulders want to just sit flat. They don't give you like that ball joint to really like rotate around and give you more flexibility. So I want him to look like he's like looking down the sights, but you can see from the way his head is, like it just doesn't quite line up right. So what I'm going to do is, again, you can see here, I'm just going to take a little piece of green stuff, make a little spacer kind of right there on the joint, and that'll just let his arm poke out enough. You see there, I just knocked the gun off. I'm so impatient, I'll never let anything dry before I start moving it, but that's fine. See, we're just going to carefully there get the angle that we want, and that looks a lot better. I'm gonna mess around with it much longer than I need to, but yeah, see, that is pretty much where we want. We want it down a little bit more. I'm like super OCD that I want the angle of the gun to really line up with the eyes of whoever's shooting it. So yeah, that looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do here, I'm sure you've seen other people do this. I'm just gonna put a little drop of glue in some like a little corner of wherever the green stuff is, and that's just to make sure that it's not going to move or shift. And you see right here, I never let any green stuff go to waste. So what I've been doing with this army a lot is whenever I have extra green stuff, I've been making it into sandbags. I just think it looks cool for bases and whatever. So super easy. You just make a little square, a little cube, like a flat cube, and then just take the end of your hobby knife and punch in the four sides, and it makes a really convincing little sandbag. You see here, I'm going to mess around with the position a little bit. I'm like, ooh, maybe I can do the GW heroic pose thing and have him standing on something, but yeah, it doesn't quite look right. I don't think squats are that flexible with those short little legs, so he's just going to stand behind it, and that's fine. It's just a little decoration for his base to spruce him up a little bit. But yeah, if you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know. And if you'd like to support the channel in any way, there is a Patreon link down below to check out. Thanks for watching. Bye.